Hey everyone, welcome to the show, My So-Called Fabulous. I'm Tiffany and we're back today. And so many of you have asked me about men's fashion. Greg, my husband, dresses so fabulously. Sometimes. Sometimes he strays from me, but for the most part, yes. And you know what we found with this is his custom fitting, like getting shirts made for his body because he's an athletic build. But you've asked me to bring on someone that knows fashion for men, and I found him. Thank you, Bonnie. You found this guy for me, Austin Roberson. Robinson, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. It's a real honor to be here. I've been so excited about doing this.
You and I connected probably last year. And I can't even remember when, through Instagram.
Yeah.
But Bonnie is our mutual friend. Shop with Bonnie.
So sweet.
So sweet. I love her.
Yeah.
She's like my baby sister. You have the Gentleman's Avenue I have the podcast. The Gentleman's Avenue is your Instagram, and you're a partner. Almost, you're talking about owning the man shop in Arlington. I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
I mean, you get married and buy a business in a year? Wow.
I figured the normal 9-to-5 white picket was just a little too slow for me. So it's just like, let's jump straight into the deep end with, no waiters on or anything.
You did.
Or no floaties.
Well, tell us how, you and I've chatted a lot, but I want everyone to know where you're from and how you got here.
Yeah. So my story of how I got into menswear starts in a very odd place, Stephenville, Texas. And it is, known as the cowboy capital of the world. And I realized I couldn't really sell suits to cowboys, but I'd always kind of grown up in that area. And I found my passion of menswear when I was actually bullied in the church that I had grown up in, which was very unfortunate because we had been there for like 11 years and just everything changed. So as I was, processing through what, bullying meant, dealing with low self-esteem, unfortunately, suicidal thoughts and just a very low place. And I mean, it was
serious.
Yes, unfortunately. And I was just at such a low place, and I heard the term dress for success. When you look good, you feel good. I thought, I have nothing to lose. Let's just try this out. Well, unfortunately, I kind of overcorrected and it became kind of an idol in my life. Yeah. So that was something like with my faith in Christ, I was putting that in front of my relationship with Christ, but he was using it as a tool to kind of direct me in a way of that was going to be where my career was. And I went, that doesn't make sense. The fashion industry, why? Like, I'll be a missionary, I'll be a pastor. I don't even want to do those things, but I feel like that's what a good Christian does. And then I remember he was letting me complain to him. And I said, God, you just do something else with me. And he goes, what do you think I can't do? I'm the one who made the blind see, the deaf speak. Like I did all these miraculous miracles, and you're telling me I can't use a 19-year-old in the menswear industry? And I went, okay, I got it. Like
wow,
that's
all you needed.
Yeah. So I just started trying different things, and I had a personal stylist business started in college, and then doing outside custom suiting sales for people, and moved up here to the DFW area. Was a manager at James Avery, and I just didn't want to do mall retail. I mean, James Avery is a great company.
Sure.
I love their stuff. Great people. They treat their people really well, but it's not what I wanted to do.
Sure.
Made this connection with Wally. He's my business partner, and he's been there since he was 17, and they were looking for someone, and I walked in, and he said, I don't want to offer you a job. I want to offer you a lifestyle.
Oh.
And I've been there ever since.
You've been there ever since. You moved up to the Metroplex, and so that is in Arlington. So I want to take it back to the bullying.
Yes, ma'am.
That's I mean, it's real. And I've done several podcasts on bullying and how that can really transform your life for the good and the bad. And yours was a great transformation. It was a career change, right? Or a career. Where are you going?
I'd say lifestyle. I think there's this idea that, guys who are in the menswear industry or guys who put pride in the way that they present themselves through their clothing, because I've always believed that clothing is a tool of communication. Why not use it to speak well of you? So for me, I was at a low place, and it helped me kind of pull out that inner confidence and figure out how I wanted to express myself and be confident in who I was. I'm a quirky person. I love dad jokes and puns, and I like menswear, and I'm kind of a weird guy, but I want to use clothes to interact with people and build good relationships with people.
Right.
So it was tough, but I realized that menswear and the fashion industry even though I hate to use the word fashion because there's, fast fashion, things like that. That's not what I'm a part of.
Trends.
So that's why I say menswear. But anyway, with that, it was more of a lifestyle change. When you're getting something made, it takes a long time to get it made. There's quality. There's a craftsman that's working with it. So it's a little bit of a slower process, and it's exciting. It's something I'm passionate about. Obviously, I can talk far too long about it, but it's my lifestyle.
And you love it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go into a man's closet.
Okay.
All right. So there's different types of closets.
Mm-hmm.
You are dressed impeccably. If you're on YouTube, watching on YouTube, if you're not, go on over there to our YouTube channel and watch. You can see Austin. He's going to tie a tie here in a little bit, but you can see what he's wearing. 3-piece suit, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
3-piece custom suit.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Thank you.
The color cream is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
This is not for everyone.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know that.
This is probably a look I wouldn't even recommend most of my clients do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why would that? Because
it's not really about, it's not about dressing how everyone else dresses. I hate to sound like your mom, but your friends are running off a bridge. Would you do the same thing? I mean, I see guys wearing sneakers with a tuxedo or a suit.
Yeah.
That's not my thing, but if you're going to do it, there's ways to do it properly. But specifically with the cream, I've been very inspired by the author Tom Wolfe, rest in peace. He passed away a few years ago, but just the way he wore white, and even white in the winter, he wore, like a winter white or a cream or an eggshell, and this beautiful herringbone with a little kind of a taupey gray window pane. There's just a lot going on, but it's subtle at the same time.
Right. So when you walk into a closet,
Mm-hmm.
What, for anyone, let's just say for anyone. Okay, I'm going to use my producer, Chris, is in the room.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want him to have in his closet? You see his industry. He's in creative. He's in production. What do you need to see in every person's?
Regardless of whatever industry you're in, you need a well-fitted, tailored suit. Now, it doesn't need to be crazy or bold or anything. I typically recommend a medium to dark navy suit. If you do it as a 3-piece, you can wear it as a 2-piece, but then elevate it a little bit. If you don't want to spend the money on a tuxedo, there's ways to make your navy suit to look kind of like at a black tie optional event. You can wear a navy suit, white shirt, black bow tie, and kind of get away with it. Good amount, like a white shirt, blue shirt, good pair of denim, especially here in Texas. But you need to wear things, you have to wear kind of a capsule wardrobe of things that pair well together that you can elevate, but also tone down if needed. As much as guys would look great in a wardrobe full of suits, that's not what every guy needs. Mm-hmm. So just enough to touch every single potential opportunity you're going to go to.
Right.
Plenty of guys who come in, they're like, oh, I'm not going to wear a tuxedo. I'm never going to wear a tuxedo outside of this one event, so I'm just going to rent it. Well, if you're going to spend $400 on a rental, which I have seen them get that high, which is stupid in my opinion, but why not just put that money, spend a little bit more on a tuxedo that even if you wear it once a year, you're getting your money's worth out of it.
I had no idea it's that expensive. Can be.
Unfortunately. I mean, most kind of average around $200 to $300, but I saw one that was $400. I'm going,
no.
Why? Even it was the best of the best. It's worn by hundreds of people, dry cleaned every single time. It's not a good quality. Yeah, not my thing.
Right. But yeah, that's interesting when you say that, because you and I talked about price points too. Because the fabrics, what makes the difference in a $2,000 suit versus a
absolutely
$500?
It's all, the fabric is the main thing, but it's also construction. I mean, I sold a 3-piece fully handmade in Italy garment to a client of mine, and it was about $5,600. And the reason why is it was all made by hand. Really, the next level would be bespoke. We only do made to measure, or just full custom as we call it. But bespoke is they're making a pattern specifically for you. I mean, it's a process that takes 6 months to a year. Like, it's a beautiful process. But for a 2-piece suit that's $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, not every guy, that's not palatable to most clientele. Mm-hmm. So for us, if you're getting a 2-piece from me, it averages between, $1,500 to $2,000, fully canvas, fully handmade. And that is obviously a little bit more, but there's a method to the madness. Canvas is going to last a little bit longer. It's going to shape to you. It's going to drape better. And that's why if you're investing a little bit more in the front end, it's going to last you a lot longer. Those $200 to $300 suits that you can get at H&M, Zara, number one, they're not made ethically. They're not made well. It's not a good fabric. and it's meant to break down after a year or so, and then you get more. It's all about consumerism.
Y'all, let me interrupt the show for just a minute to introduce you to one of my new favorite products. Following my breast explant surgery, I discovered ASEA and have been using Renew 28 ever since. Seriously, I'm not sure how I ever lived without this product. The fabulous gel has helped fluff my breasts post-surgery, reduce the crepiness on my arms, tighten and smooth my face, and help heal a nasty scar on my daughter's foot. I'm serious, it's so fabulous. This will continue to be a staple in my home for sure. You will just love the youthful appearance it provides and the hydrated, smooth way your skin will feel. I love all the ASEA products I've tried, and I'm sure you will too. Learn more and shop at shopasea.com/Tiffany Blackmon. And again, that's shopasea.com/Tiffany Blackmon, or click the link in the show notes. How long should, let's say the suit you're wearing, custom suit, how long will that last? Now, I'm talking about quality.
Yep. If you take care of it, dry clean minimally. Minimally, yes. Only about once per quarter, in my opinion.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
even sweat?
if there's sweat, there's ways to, like, you can send it to get pressed, because the heat is going to kind of kill that bacteria, and it's not going to take the chemicals and break down the cloth and everything. But a good suit, if you take care of it, it really should last you, 5 to 10 years, if not more. I've had clients who've brought in, a guy came in the other day, had a suede jacket. He busted out the elbows from wearing it too much, and he got it late 70s, early 80s. So it's a jacket that's 44, 45 years
Vintage.
old. and he wears it, and he takes care of it. So that goes to show, if you invest at the front end, it's going to take care of you. Take care of your clothes, they're going to take care of you.
What'd you do the sleeves?
We're just going to put an elbow patch and then put a brown button. It's like this beautiful kind of tan micro suede, but then put a brown for a little contrast, and
that's cool.
Keep it going.
So I remember when I had patches on sweaters and stuff, that I thought it was a trend, but this you're using for function.
For function, for sure. And it goes to show that, when he's wearing something, he's putting his elbows on, whatever that is, and it just helps keep the life of the garment. I've got some elbow patches on some of my sport coats, just for a look, honestly.
I love you said, Greg Blackmon, I'm looking at you. I love you said dry clean, because a lot of times my husband, especially pants, he will take them out and throw in the dry cleaner rack. I'm like, no, I just know that can't be good. I mean, I don't ever wash my jeans. Yes, I do. But you know what I mean? I don't want to lose the shape, and jeans is something totally different, of course. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Austin, what's the difference, I'm going to say them all, between a suit, a tuxedo, a dinner jacket, a dinner coat, and a blazer? Okay, what's the difference between a suit and a tuxedo? You said you could treat a suit as a tuxedo, not if it's cut properly. Now, again, I only recommend that to guys who are very adamant about the fact that they're not going to buy a tuxedo.
Okay.
But for example, what I'm wearing today is a single-breasted 2-button with a peak lapel. On a tuxedo, you're only going to have a peak or a shawl. There's some places that do a notch lapel. Don't ever recommend that. But if you get something that has a peak lapel, kind of dresses it up, and makes it a little bit more formal. But the difference between a suit and a tuxedo is the tuxedo is going to have a satin or a grosgrain trimming on the lapel. Potentially the pockets, the button is going to be the same material, and it's going to have the stripe going down the side of the pants. What is a peak lapel again? Show me. Show us on YouTube. So right here, I'm going to look into the camera. You can see this little point right here. Most suits are going to, or blazer or sport coat, whatever, will have a notch. Well, basically, this point isn't right here. It's just, it's cut right there at kind of like an angle. So it just makes a little notch. Okay. Hence, notch lapel. Beautiful. Okay. And then dinner jacket, dinner coat. Dinner, it can be a little. Blazer. So a dinner jacket, you had said a dinner coat, dinner jacket. It's really an interchangeable name. Smoking jacket, it's typically going to be velvet. But a dinner jacket is going to be typically have a covered fabric button, or it's going to match the contrasting on the lapel. But it's meant to go with dinner clothes or black tie. Okay. Yes, ma'am. And then a blazer is going to be a solid coat,
typically a navy or a black with a silver or brass button.
Okay. Should suit lovers have a velvet blazer?
I mean, as someone who has 2 of them in his wardrobe, I just got a magenta one the other day.
Did you?
I'm only going to wear it like once or twice, but why not? I mean, clothing is fun, and if it puts a smile on your face, why should that clothing not be on your back?
What color do you have? Well, magenta.
It's like a magenta plum. It's kind of that in between, and
Hot color of the season.
I think it's going to be pretty great. Even if not, who cares? I like it.
Yes. Yeah. And your other one is?
It's in a kind of it's a 3-button, which is a little different, but it doesn't have any contrasting detail. It basically looks like a blazer that's velvet.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you
Yes, ma'am.
wear jeans with blazers or a sports coat? There's another word, sport coat.
Periodically, and also a sport coat. So a sport coat is an odd jacket that has a pattern and not matching pants.
Okay.
Little tidbit for you.
Okay.
I do periodically. Jeans aren't my favorite thing. I've tried we do full custom denim, and it's made in Italy, and we have another factory that makes it in Turkey. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. It's just not
your stuff.
It's not really me. I'd like to get a nice pair of like dark wash jeans. Just find that one pair that works. But I'm mostly in a pair of chinos or a dress pant or some sort of trousers. But I do. It's a good look to just kind of throw on. Just put a button-down collar shirt, soft sport coat, jeans, sneakers or loafers, something like that. It can work.
Yeah. My husband, I keep going back to him, but he does wear blazers with jeans and T-shirts, or he always goes to a button-up. That's his go-to.
Can't go wrong.
Looks so good. I mean, just looks good. But he's retired, and but yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. So the suits. So most people have jeans. They have their favorite jeans, and then there's custom jeans, and it's expensive.
It is. I mean, most of ours start about $280, can get up to $300-$400. But again, it's all in the fabric material, and it's mainly the fact that it's made in Italy or Turkey. I mean, Turkey's a little different for us, but there's a lot of great denim factories in Turkey. So it's about where it's made, the fabric, things like that.
Okay, I have to tell you a funny story.
Okay.
So I was dating my daughter's father, and he was working in an industry, suits. I mean, just well-made suits, custom suits. He was working in that industry, and I decided to get him a tie for a present. Okay. I was a teacher at the time. Okay. Making $21,000 and an extra $2,000 if I was the drill team director.
You were rolling in the pits.
Yeah, I was rolling in it. And so I ordered him a tie, a custom tie to match a teal suit. And the person that sold it to me is my husband's clothier. And I remember going to pick it up. And at the time, now this was 30 years ago, it was over $100. And I couldn't eat for a whole month. Ties are expensive. Why?
Fabric quality, it's where it's made. We have 3 different tie vendors, all made in Italy, 3 different price points. Now, why are there 3 different price points? Well, for example, one, we have a great company called Jeff Nicholson. Those are all handmade in Italy, beautiful. And he uses great silks, and they're about $120, $130. Robert Jensen, he actually used to be a tie designer at Robert Talbot before they went down the drain.
Right.
And then Italo Ferretti. Italo Ferretti is kind of our top of the line, $220 for a tie. Why would you pay that for a tie? It's all in their materials that they use. Everything's handmade, and it's some of the top of the line. I've actually heard ties that go over $1,000.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Now that is something that I can't I'm in the industry and I can't understand how it gets to that point, but sometimes it's the brand name. Slap the brand name, people will pay for it.
You're paying for marketing.
You're paying for marketing. So it's mainly the material, the marketing and where it's made. Italy makes, I think, some of the best neckwear out there.
Right, right. Zegna, do you carry those fabrics, or is that your...
We have some Zegna fabrics for sure. We sell a lot of Dormé.
That's the one you love.
Dormé. Yes. It's a French company, and they mill it in England. And some of their bunches, they only sell enough for about 70 jackets to about 50 suits worldwide. So you are getting something that's exclusive that only a handful of guys are going to have and be able to wear.
Right. Austin, what are some common mistakes that men wear, that men mistake when dressing? a common across the board?
Yeah. I'd say one of the easiest ones that, gentlemen, you could avoid right now is breaking up your suit jacket and wearing it as a blazer. It can work sometimes. A regular worsted wool, something that has a little bit of a shine or kind of a glossy finish to it, just wear that as the suit. But when guys take their very dressy, suit jacket and wear it with their denim or a pair of cotton trousers, it doesn't blend. If you had something that has like a little bit of a texture to it, then it looks a little bit better broken up. And then you've got like a textured suit that you can break up. If you're wearing suits infrequently, it can work. So it's understanding what textures to pair with each other.
Wow. That's amazing. I do know a man that cut off a pair of suit pants and made shorts.
I also know a good friend of mine who did that. It's not an art form that I would appreciate.
Okay.
Is that the diplomatic way of saying it?
I mean, it was so obvious. So obvious. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. But yeah, hey, it's okay. All right. So let's talk about trends and then timeless pieces, because Bonnie styles me. She does bring in some trend colors and pieces. And then I have pieces. I mean, this dress is Oscar de la Renta. It's had it 15 something years. Yeah. It's timeless. And I take care of things.
Absolutely.
So, which back to your point, how do you blend, or do you blend trends with timeless pieces, or do you do that?
I do periodically. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I have a really good idea of what my style is, but being in the industry, I want to be able to communicate properly to my clients, what's in and what's out. And if something's in, I'm going to tell them how they should or shouldn't use that. I'm going to use an example. So I had a client a few years ago that wanted a pair of it was the hybrid sneaker dress shoe. I've never been a fan of that, but he wanted a pair. And I said, I know you, and I know you're not going to like this. You're wearing this because you see everybody else wearing it. I don't recommend you do that. And he goes, I want to do it. And I said, okay. Sold him a pair of shoes, and it's just, in my opinion, they're not easy to resole. They're not timeless. It just draws the eye to the sole, and it doesn't blend all together. And like a year later, he goes, I really don't like these. And I went, I told you so.
You're fine.
Yeah. I put a lot of time and effort into building that relationship with the client, because if there's a product that I offer, because I know some clients really want it and some don't, but if some want to try it, it's like, here's the reason it's not going to work for you. It's not that you can't wear it. I don't think it's going to be your flavor. So there's ways of, like right now what's in is more of a fuller cut pant. Now, a lot of high fashion houses are doing a really like ballooned out pant. I'm not going to recommend guys do that, but you can still wear a pleated trouser. If you've kind of, put your pleated pants to the back, bring them back out. If you wanted to modernize a little bit, just taper the foot a little bit. It's a little fuller through the hips and the seat and comes down, and it just blends properly. So there's ways to even wear pleated trousers that we used to hate. Now we love it.
I got rid of all of Greg's.
Bring them back.
I know. I do.
Now, Bonnie, you may disagree with me, but I think you could bring them back. What do you say? We'll try it out.
We'll see what she says. Yeah. Bonnie, let us know. What do you think about, I see this in Dallas a lot, cropped, a little shorter pants, see the ankle, no socks.
Yeah.
You have socks?
I do.
I do the answer to that.
3-piece with no socks just
I know. Just couldn't do it.
Strange to me.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have a few trousers that are cut a little cleaner at the bottom, but I only wear them in the summer. And I'm typically wearing like loafers, no socks, or it kind of goes with the vibe of more of a summer vibe, because I want my, everything to be cool. And if I'm shortening the pant just a little bit, more air kind of gets around to the bottom of my feet, and it doesn't trap the heat around my ankles. So
gotcha.
It's slightly shorter, but more like kind of a clean break, not, the crop, like, mid chin. I mean,
right.
That's just not.
No, that's not it. Okay, gotcha. I've seen that a lot. And
it's like
honestly,
you took your younger brother's pants and you're going to wear them.
When I see my nephew wears that look a lot, and he looks great. I mean, that is his vibe. And it goes back to knowing your client.
You've got to know your client, know your build, know the industry that you're in. And I mean, I've had plenty of guys come in and they say, what do I wear to this situation? What do I wear to this situation? There are rules, sort of, but what I tell guys is that rules are really guidelines to taste. You need to understand there's a reason you don't wear, a tuxedo to a first date at a coffee shop. And there's also a reason that you don't wear jeans with a tuxedo. Ralph Lauren did that a long time and he looked fantastic. But gentlemen, remember, you're not Ralph Lauren, so don't do it. Some Texans are going to do it and it can look cool. I don't recommend you do it, but if it's you and you've got the gusto to do it and you walk out there, okay, go for it. But until then, I'm going to recommend you not.
Right.
So, but it's understanding the guidelines and where you're going. And yeah, just because it's trending and everyone else is doing it doesn't mean that you should. Understand what you're trying to communicate through your clothes. It's all about the communication.
Austin, let's help out a lot of people right now, especially brides, and people that are hosting parties. Black tie, cocktail, business casual, smart chic. I've seen it all. Black tie means what?
A tuxedo.
For a man. Yes. It does not mean a black dress for a woman unless they say black. We're all black. Okay. Tuxedo.
Yes, ma'am. And black tie optional still means tuxedo, but you could find alternatives that are close because let's be honest, some people may not have the available funds and they don't want to put it to renting.
Sure.
So that's why I had mentioned if you get a nice cut dark suit, peak lapel, choose the right details that make it a bit more formal, you can get away with it. But if you're just not getting a tuxedo because you don't want to, then don't go to the event.
Right.
Because for me, that's extremely rude.
Yeah.
Is the host has asked for something and you said, no, I'm not doing that.
And they paid a lot of money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the least you could do. And plus, you're going to have other events to use it at.
Right. Someone told me the other day, I never had a bad time in a tuxedo.
Exactly.
I love that. So what is business casual for men?
So business casual has changed. I'm still of the belief that business casual means a blazer or a sport coat with a dress shirt or, a sport shirt, pair of dress trousers or chinos, a nice pair of loafers or like a pair of like derby dress shoes, something like that. I think it's a misnomer that people use business casual and say, oh, I'm just wearing jeans and a polo. That's casual. That's casual. Business casual is because if it's business attire, it's a suit. You go from business to business casual and you're going polo and a pair of pants. How did we get there? That's just, that's too much. It's just a notch or two down. Cocktail attire is a bit more fun. You can be a little bit more festive. It's like business attire, not stuffy.
Okay.
It's kind of a good way of saying that.
There's that
business with spice, as weird as that sounds, I guess.
There it is. Okay. I want to show you, and I want visuals.
Okay.
I want to talk about accessories. I want to talk about tying a tie. I want to talk about tying a bow tie and a pocket square.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to start first. Pocket square.
Yes,
ma'am. Have one in your suit.
Yes, ma'am.
Show me how that is done.
I do what's called a poof and point. So right here, this is about a 15 by 15. It's a cotton pocket square. So I'll hold it up so you can just see it right there. All you really do, guys, is you grab it in the middle, make sure that the points match up at the bottom, fold it in half. Then right here, you've got this beautiful design. Like, for example, there's a houndstooth piping with, polka dots on the center. So you've got the points, you've got the little rounded part. Then shove it in your pocket and you forget about it. You're not learning how to retie your shoes. You're not having to figure out some chemical equation. It's folding fabric and putting it in a pocket. It's real simple. It's real easy.
Okay, hold that up again.
Okay.
I've got a bone here. Okay. And you just hold it like that.
Yep.
Okay. And you're going to, hold on, I'm just going to go ahead and video this. Okay. And go ahead, it's square, 15 by 15 square. This is a pocket square.
And if it's a little smaller, you can just, like, for example, if it was only about, like, say, that small, you really just fold it to the width, the depth of the pocket. So right here, just fold it in half to see you've got kind of these points.
Yeah.
You've got that little rounded part. Just put it in your pocket.
Fabulous.
And then forget about it.
Gorgeous.
It doesn't need to look stuffy. If you want to do the clean presidential hold, perfectly fine. This is fine. This is all you need.
Okay, I'm not getting personal with you, but
no, you're good.
Is it expensive? Is that an expensive piece? Is the fabric? Does it need more structure?
So not really. So this is like you don't want like a thick material. This is here. Actually, if you feel this, it's
soft.
It's kind of gauzy almost. Yes. So you don't want like a big kind of rounded pocket right here. So our pocket squares are around, 68 to 88. I actually do have a pocket square that's $150.
Okay.
And here's the reason it's $150. And it's just a white pocket square. It's kind of hard to describe, but I'm going to do my best. It's about 16 by 16, but it's made in France. It was made all the way back in 1960, 1970. So it's a very small amount that's like left over. This company, Semino Goddard, beautiful pocket squares. I think the best pocket squares out there. They there's like this little, it's these threads that run through the edge of the pocket square, and they've got this beautiful kind of like wavy design.
Yeah.
The threads are just woven flat, but what they do is they go and they hand clip every single thing to look. So there's handwork that goes into a pocket square. It's old, so like once they're sold, and all that work that goes into one little pocket square that you're barely going to see the edge of. There's a reason. So that's luxury.
That's
right there.
luxury.
And it's because you can wear that because you can. And let's be honest, wearing ties and pocket squares now, you get to wear them because you want to, not because you have to, because a lot of places have gone casual. I just told my wife today as I was getting dressed for the podcast, she goes, it's interesting. Pocket square has no function. A tie has no function. Number one, you don't use it as a napkin. It's not a napkin. But like a tie outside of decoration has no function. So we don't really need neckties.
It's an accessory.
But that's why we need a necktie, because it says something about you.
Okay. All right.
Clothing is a tool of communication.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm hopping over here and I'm grabbing a mirror.
Okay.
You're going to tie a tie.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
you see what you have?
Mm-hmm.
This is a heavy mirror. Okay, is this a good place to have the
Perfect.
mirror?
Yes. This is the only tie knot you need. It's the 4-in-hand. Some people call it the schoolboy knot, but this is really all you need. So I'm actually going to stand up right here. So if you can see, right there. So this kind of hits about kind of your waist level right here. So you're going to cross the wide end over the short end, bring it back around, cross it. So you've made a loop. Then you go back behind, up, and through. Now, here's where the tie really gets to stand out. So you kind of adjust it. See this little crease right here, Tiffany? See that?
Yeah.
This is a dimple. Every tie needs a dimple. Not every guy's going to do it. Perfectly fine. You're wearing a tie. Good job. We're proud of you. Right here, you want to kind of pinch that into place. This beautiful little dimple. It gives the tie some dimension. And then right here on the collar, this is what's called the tie space. Just want to snug that up. Throw it through the loop. And you're good to go.
Okay, so you have in here, you have your pocket square, your tie.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
I'm going to have you do is
Mhm.
send me, and I'm going to have it on Instagram,
Yeah.
is how to tie a bow tie, because Greg swears he has, my husband, carpal tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has his guy tie it for him, bring it to him because he gets so frustrated, and it has saved our marriage. So there's
If that's
that.
what's working for your marriage, keep that
Keep
going.
it going.
For sure.
Keep it going.
Absolutely.
But you're saying it's easy, and don't ever get a
Pre-tied.
pre-tied that's sewn together.
Yes.
You can see that a mile away, can't you? Yeah.
Absolutely. So what I tell guys is if you can, so for example, can Greg tie his shoes?
Yeah.
Can Greg,
I don't know. Yes.
My confidence is that he can. But if Greg can tie his shoes, then he can tie a bow tie.
Okay.
It's the muscle memory that goes from tying your shoes to up to
Yes.
here that throws guys off. We have these beautiful bow ties that are made by Carrot and Gibbs. Yes, I'm name dropping. Guys, come see me and you can see these beautiful pieces. But it's a bow tie that the back is actually connected with Velcro. So you can actually tie it by hand. We can tie it for you there in the shop, free of charge. No extra charge on that. But we tie it around our knee, and you can just tie it around your knee, get the bow, and then, Velcro. Just put it on your neck. If there are some guys who have hand issues, and it's going to be difficult for them. But if you're going to a black tie event, you need something that just pulls everything together. The small details matter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are so fabulous, and this is such a fun show. Austin and I do so many podcasts on health and wellness and trying to solve a problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is information people will love and need and ask for, and just amazing. I just
appreciate
adore
that.
you. I adore you. I'm
appreciate
so proud of you. My goodness.
Well,
Okay.
that means a lot. Thank you.
If you could say one thing that you would want, anything to come from this podcast, what is one thing that you want everyone to go away with?
Stop caring about what other people think. I know that's not what we talked about earlier, but I'm going to just throw a little wild card out there. Stop caring what other people think. Unfortunately, I mean, Tiffany and I met on social media, and that's been such a great tool and medium to meet local great people and even, people all over the world. but it's so easy to compare yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Comparison is killer, and don't compare yourself. I mean, take inspiration from other people and understand that people are going to do things better than you, and that's perfectly okay. But if you are experimenting with different, pieces, a different style, whether you're Western, whether you're streetwear, whether you're more sartorial, whether you're a little more dandy, whether you're just eclectic or vintage or whatever that is, you need to use your clothes to speak well of who you are, because we only get about 2 to 30 seconds to make a good first impression. But even beyond that, like, people are going to think what they think. So even if you put, all the time and effort of putting the best outfit together, and someone says something about you that isn't true, and then you internalize that, well, that's not really fair to yourself. And that person isn't someone that you really wanted to connect with you. So just stop caring what other people think, and you're going to have some flubs. I've had plenty of flubs. Go on my Instagram at Gentleman's Avenue, and you can see some of those flubs. I'm very open and honest about it, but that's how you learn. It's like with everything. You try and you try and you try, and then after a while, your perspective kind of hones in.
Oh.
You figure out what you like and what you don't like, but you're also understanding the why.
Sure.
Because there's the who, what, when, where, and all this about style. But when it comes to the reason why, you need to understand for you. That's the personal, deeper aspect.
Absolutely. Aren't you so proud of that young man that was bullied in church?
It took me a long. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It took me a long time to get there.
Self-love.
Yes, but you know what? I've been made for a specific reason, and I'm able to connect with great people along the way, and just so thankful to be a part of this. So I can't thank you enough.
Don't bully people. Good grief. I mean, that's the bottom line. You are a joy, and you are an asset to men and women everywhere. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to watch you grow. You grow your new business, and you just got married.
Yes, ma'am.
And you cut your hair.
I did.
I see him on Instagram. He walked in. I'm like, "Where's your man bun?"
Sometimes I miss it because I've been blessed to have good hair, good hair genes.
Think?
Man, in June, July, and August, I'm going, why would you do this to yourself? So it's been a little bit better. I've started seeing Jose over at the Fort Worth Barbershop, so go check them out too.
Yeah.
But I made the right decision, but it may come back. Stay tuned for that. Who knows?
I never know. I have a head full of extensions today from Amazon. Use my link, everyone. You are a joy and a delight. How can we find you?
Find me at Gentleman's Avenue on Instagram, Gentleman's Avenue. And then you can also reach me. My email is austin@themanshop.com. Set an appointment. I'd love to show you around the shop and be able to help use clothing as a tool of communication to let the world know how great you are. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, my goodness. You heard it right here on My So-Called Fabulous. And everyone, check him out. We're going to hopefully do some fun things in the fall because we're approaching the holidays. And hopefully this helped you all out just a little bit. And y'all go on over to YouTube. Check us out. You're going to see a lot of fun things. We're going to post stories with what we're doing. And I say it every Tuesday. Keep being fabulous.